Aloha, it's 365 Hawaii.
With Eric and Julie Zemelis, and behind us is Keaho, and we are at the Scenic Outlook because we are starting something interesting today.
We are doing the island-wide circle tour, which means that you can see the entire island in one day and see as many different things, and it's the best, isn't it? We started this, we were way back when we were young.
Yeah, you guys, seriously, a lot of times we don't do this very often because it usually takes about 12 hours. And but we have friends who wanted to go and see the entire island, and especially they wanted to see the eruption in Volcanoes National Park, and they wanted to eat some malasadas in 2 different places, and they want to go see an overlook. And so we're going to take them to see everything.
And you guys get to come along. Okay, our first stop here on our tour is Manukā, which is it's kind of a restaurant. It's 8 acres, and back from the 30s to the 50s, they started planting all these exotic plants, but they weren't really like Hawaiian plants. They were plants like from all over. But this is this is their typical banyan tree, which is more native, but to Hawaii. But they've got some plants that I've never seen before. On the way down, it's about 3 or 4 miles after you leave the windy section going south.
As you know, in Hawaii, we don't have like predatory animals and ones that are not definitely climbing up a tree, eating the fruit at the top, because wherever this tree actually originated from, they must have had some animals because these thorns stick 2 or 3 inches out. And we were joking around saying that that would stop most people from trying to climb this tree as well. Every time I come to this park, I'm always surprised at what I find on the ground where I'm thinking, this isn't really from where this tree is, right? Well, today is a new one too. We found these they look like hibiscus, right? So my friends and I were like these must have just brought these in because there's no hibiscus tree. And then we looked up in the air, and if this is the hibiscus tree, it is the tallest, biggest hibiscus I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so hey, we are on a scenic outlook outside of Ocean View Estates, and I thought for sure that we were going to be sitting in Zvoggy Vog Vog, and it's actually not that bad. You still see the ocean. Usually it's raining at this point, so actually it's a really good day in Ocean View right now. And just keep in mind, a little tippy is that once you leave those pit toilets in Manukā, there's not another bathroom until you get to Nahalehu. So make sure that you do either not drink a lot of water or you use a toilet up there, because you're going to be eating malasadas and having your bathroom break about 40 minutes south. So enjoy the lava.
We are at South Point, about 30 minutes from our last place, and it is the southernmost point in the United States, even farther than Key West.
Known for the people who are jumping off of here, the 50-foot drop you might see on YouTube channels, which we do not condone because the hospital is actually pretty far away.
It is far away, but I did it. I claim fame. But you want to be careful. Don't just do it because it is incredibly dangerous. Most people end up rotating in the air and really hurting their back is usually what happens.
Yeah.
The other thing that's here is Green Sand Beach is a little ways down, and it's about a 2.5 mile walk to get to Green Sands, or you can take a local guide will take you in there for a mere, I guess it's $20 each way these days.
Yep. And you guys, even if you don't jump off the cliff, just the sheer beauty of looking out over the cliff and down the Polly there, it's beautiful. And if you can, just add it to your trip. It's a beautiful place to come. And obviously there's no fog down here. It is beautiful clear. No trip is complete in south of Hawaii if you don't go to Punulu'u Bakery as part of your experience.
Yes, and they have, not only do they make sweetbread, it's all over the island, but they're known for their malasadas. We did a video on the best malasadas, and they were one of our top contenders, of course.
Lily Koi.
Yes. They also have lunch and things like that, so it's kind of a good stopping ground. So that's where we're going to go next.
Yeah, and ladies, this is the best bathroom you're going to find in this part of town.
Okay, so here we are at Punalu'u Black Sand Beach, and it is one of the few black sand beaches in the world. And this one, the beauty of it, is you drive right up, you walk out of your car, you get here, and you get to see it. And interesting facts about the black sand is that it is slowly wears away to the point it turns into dust and disappears. So a black sand beach is always disintegrated, so it'll never stay a black sand beach forever. But it sure is beautiful.
People we're traveling with have never seen sea turtles before, and a lot of people who travel to this island never see them. When you come down to Punalu'u Beach, you can actually see them, and they've actually got them cordoned off basically here. They pull themselves up, and they know that they're going to pour themselves up here, so they basically create a space that's safe for viewing. No one's going over there and messing with them, trying to like hold them up, push them back in the ocean. We've seen it all. But it's a great way to see them up on land. And if you get a chance to go swimming with them, sometimes you get a chance to snorkel and they'll just be around. They're a heck of a lot more graceful in the ocean than they are flopping around up here on sand. And also when you come, please remember it's not Pono to take the black sand with you off the island. So here we are at Volcanoes National Park, and we're standing in front of Halima'amau crater, and we were just here last Sunday during the eruption. So we're bringing our friends to see if we can see some live lava. Right now here in front of the volcano house, we're not seeing lava spattering right now, so we're going to take them around the other side. But we just listened to a very long and interesting conversation that the docent over at the Volcano Visitor Center was telling us about the formation of this caldera. So if you want to know more about like the whole geology around why this was formed, go ask the guy at the Visitor Center, and he will regale you with the stories of geology. But we are excited to see if we can get some lava flowing so our friends can see it. And if you come and get a chance to come, don't just stop here. Keep going to the Kilauea Outlook.
Yeah, and a couple other little tips. Even if the lava's not flowing, it's been flowing off and on regularly. There's all kinds of things to do at the park. Kilauea Iki is a great hike you guys can do. And then there's the Thurston Lava Tube, which is also great. Getting out here to the Jagger Museum and seeing it also. So even if there's not lava, there's still things to do. But right now it's flowing and it's really impressive.
Right, and walk on the Chain of Craters trail and you'll see a variety of things along the entire crater. So let's go take a look at the view.
Okay, so as you can see, we've got the lava fountaining behind me. We were here last Monday night, and man, it was going all the way across the caldera. It's a little bit, it died down since that time, but still very impressive. And we're at the Kilauea Outlook if you guys want to come and take a look at where it is, the best place to come do it. And definitely really great to see creation in motion.
Okay, what is really cool right now actually is the sound. You can actually hear it. My friends are saying it kind of sounds like rolling thunder. And you can see that the lava lake actually is cracking, and you can see the orange coming up underneath the black. So at night this thing is going to be like just beautiful, but we're not going to be here that long. But if you get here and just listen, it's cool. Okay, Big Island Candies is like Willy Wonka of Hilo. Come in and enter paradise.
Hi, I don't know. We have stuff for you.
So Big Island Candies is actually really well known for their shortbread, and then you can actually go and actually watch the workers hand dipping the chocolate into the shortbread, like little Oompa Loompas. Okay, a circle tour would not be a circle tour if you didn't get a chance to see some rainbow falls. So here we are above the falls. And you know what's kind of cool is that this path has been closed for years. And they finally reopened it. And we've never actually gotten a chance to be up here. And if we did, it was in 2005. It's not raging like sometimes it does. But what you can do is actually see all the way out there. You can see the lure that people have, jumping off the falls and going for a swim. But that usually ends in death. Don't do it. It's a beautiful sight to see.
One of the very coolest things here is, I think it's one of the most spectacular banyan trees that we've seen. You usually see a banyan tree around, but this one kind of wraps around. It's got like 6 different branches. It's amazing. And it's made a canopy that's probably 50 feet tall. You come in here and there's roots all over the ground. Very much a thumbs up. It's at the top of Rainbow Falls.
So we just went down the 4-mile scenic road, and it is, I love it. You're showing my new friends here, just the tropical jungle goodness on that trail is awesome. And then you find yourself here at Onomea Bay, and you can actually walk down a trail and get to the bottom part of the what used to be the Hilo Botanical Gardens bio reserve now. And it is spectacular, and to be here at this time of night with great lighting, I'm telling you, my eyes are bleeding today from so much beauty I've seen today.
Our trip is, you can kind of adjust your circular island trip to what you want to do. We ended up spending a little more time in the volcano, and we also went to the chocolate company there. So we kind of adjusted a little bit. It's starting to get dark. It's about almost coming up on 6 o'clock. If we were to keep going and it didn't get dark, our next stop would have been Waipio Valley. The outlook is really spectacular as well.
And then
back into...
and also, if remember what happens, we'll probably do this too, but you're not going to see it. Texas drive-in for their malasadas and their plate lunch special.
That's right.
Because you got to have some fun too, and you got to eat, right?
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, so you can kind of adjust where you're at. It's been a spectacular day. We've had a lot of fun, as you can see. And there's so many things on this island. And it's kind of like, how many things can you do in a day? And you'd have to set a good pace to hit all of these if you really wanted to. A couple other things to mention might be, another you might want to do is the visitor center on the top of Mauna Kea at sunset is always spectacular. There's a pool up there that you can walk to. You can see the entire sunrise. You don't need a 4-wheel drive. It's all there. But it's at 300 feet. So it's a ways up there on top of that.
And we picked these guys up in Waikoloa Resort today. We were just headed out. But if you're in that area, you cannot miss Kapuna Beach, the Mauna Kea Beach, and also Kua Bay if you're looking for beaches to go part of your circle tour. It took, like I said, longer than we thought. We picked up our friends at 8:30, and we thought that we were going to kind of keep it going, and we kept getting like at least an hour behind each time. So it takes longer than you think. I'd say that by the time that we finish today, it's going to be 11 and a half hour day.
Yeah, and it's a long route, so you got to choose to do it. But you can do it all, but you can do a lot of different things and see so many different. You can go from the dry down in South Point to the lush jungle on this side. It's just amazing how many different zones there are here.
Right. So if you guys want to learn more, I have written a variety of different articles about things to do on the island at 365kona.com. But I also have a variety of blog posts about life here, including the real estate that we do sell, as well as ways that you guys can get our calendar that has the events coming up for the next month or so. So join the Ohana, 365hawaiiliving.com. Join the Ohana, and we can get you more information and more resources.
Yep. And then with that,
we'll say aloha.
Aloha.